My bad.
Family. You're bad. Knicks family. Welcome back to the God of Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here with the bro, Andre Jalil. I'm here with the cousin, Rick the Ruler. How y'all doing today after that
Yo, we got a dub.
win, man?
We
You know what
got
I'm
a
saying?
dub. That was a nice, fun dub too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The Knicks beat the Pacers 125-104. And I mean, it was good from the jump. You know what I'm saying?
Now Rick was like, "Yo, they look
well, not from the jump.
Well, I mean, they weren't gonna make every shot. You know what I'm saying? But the vibe, the energy was good from the jump. They didn't look like they lost a step. They might have missed some shots here and there, but yeah. What were you gonna say, Rick? Ahead. You go ahead and start because you're the one that wasn't feeling too well pretty early.
Listen, the first 3 minutes they were playing like the old Knicks, and I was just like, "What is this?" But I said, "You know what?
Which
not how you started." Like, nah, not last year. Knicks, probably like 2-3 seasons ago. Like right after Melo left, those Knicks. But yeah, wow. Man, it was like, yeah, I mean, they didn't look like they were playing on the same team. But like I said, it's not how you start the game; it's how you finish it. And boy, did they finish it!
Yes,
so
they did. You did say that.
It's like how you finished the half.
Mm-hmm.
Boys had 67.
Look, and you know what I always say about a quarter. If you can get 30 points in a quarter, then listen, you're good in my book.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm.
And how many times did they do that?
I think how many times did they do it? Every quarter?
I mean, I know they did it the first half. They had to have because they finished with 120 something. Yeah, they had to have.
Wow. Okay.
Let me pull up my stats right now.
Yeah, 3, 6, 9, 12.
Well, I don't know if it was that easy.
Let
me see. Oh yeah. In terms of
let
me see game charts. No, summary. Here, let's go to the summary right here. Let's see how they did.
It may not lay out like that, but if they got 125, then they beat your 120. You saying 30 a quarter?
Yeah, well, except for the last quarter. So they 36 first quarter, 31 second quarter, 34 the third quarter, 34. And then 24.
But yeah, 24 is because they put in the bench. So
right. But and they also
that's an asterisk.
I mean, they still tied. They didn't lose that quarter. They tied with them. So I mean, they didn't lose a quarter at all.
It don't matter either way.
Yeah. Right. So okay, so let's talk about the main guys that we saw out there, the Kembas. How did you think Kemba looked in his first game in New York, Dre?
I thought Kemba looked good. He was excited. He was excited from the jump. It's like such. Number one, it's such a. I got a bunch of points I kind of want to run down, but okay. As far as Kemba is concerned, when you see him knock down a three like it was nothing like that,
yeah,
and how we never had that. Now I don't want to say never from yeah, it was magical, Izzy. It really was because you could feel it. Yeah. There was a point where I think the kid threw up for what's the young kid's name? Sims,
yeah.
He threw it up, but he caught it and then came back up. We was like, I was like, oh,
yeah.
It already felt like it was like, yo, it was already going all the way up. If he would have finished that, with the flush at that point, because the crowd kind of wasn't in it anymore. It was almost like the boring kind of, the good kind of boring.
Yeah,
it's like we beating them up the first half. Everybody's excited. Then it was like, oh, we already watching them. So everybody's like, yeah. It wasn't like exciting crowd, but to see Kemba there.
Then the We Want Deuce chant started lighting up later on too.
I heard that. At first I was like, what they saying? But what I liked about, to answer your question about Kemba is the fact that he was. You can see that they still got to work out the kinks. He was in bad spots. He ran into Julius in the corner at one point, or whatever. So the floor spacing, all of that stuff has to get worked out. Can you imagine? All right, we were playing against the Pacers. We were playing against a team that's not like the full team.
Right.
But that's why I felt like he left the squad in there long. Get him. This the only game. What's the next game? Like 5 days or something?
Yeah. When is the next game?
Saturday,
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. We got till Saturday. He was like, nah, we're gonna play this game. You know what I'm saying? Also, one of my notes is that it's obvious that he was protecting Kemba's needs, or Kemba, period. Kemba got a lot of his minutes in there. He's feeling good. Yo, he was knocking down them threes. But just to finish this point, he had Rose play more minutes. You saw Rose really running up the minutes or whatever the case may be. But those two.
What happened to him in the first quarter, though?
Well, I think he had one of his.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
No. I think I was just gonna say.
Talking about Kemba right now.
Right.
What happened to who?
Derrick Rose, because he had ranted back to the locker room, but I think it was one of his classic "I had to go take a shit" moments. Derrick Rose is good.
Yeah, that's what nobody said anything. So I was like, oh, it's funny you said it. First thing I was like, he probably got to go take a piss or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only time Derrick ever leaves a game if it's not for injury is if he has to go take a shit, and he said it publicly.
Really?
Multiple times. Yeah, he does.
Imagine going in the back real quick. I take a shake. I check see if you ain't got.
He has no shame in that. He has no shame at all in telling you. Like I had to go.
Really?
Yeah, he said it before.
But you work, man. You go before the game. Like what you mean?
Nah, he probably so nervous that it stops him. But then after he get going, he's like, you know what? I gotta go run and take the shit.
It might have been just first game jitters because I think it happened.
Everybody had
one of his first games in the Garden before. Like last year, when his first games when he first got here, and I think he had to run back to the locker room. Everybody's like, "Yo, is he okay? Like, what happened?" And he was like, "Yeah, I had to go take shit." And it was like, and everybody started laughing. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, he said the guys know like this is something that I do. But hey, that might be there's certain guys, there's certain routines they have, and if you missed it before, you had to take care of it. He probably was like, "Yeah, I'll be here to hold it." And they're like, "Nah, I can't hold it." Take care of it, you know what I'm saying? But that's that. While we're on the topic of D Rose, what did you see? And salute to the chat. I see everybody in here. Shot pals. Salute.
The chat lit. Hold
on. Yes, sir.
And we got. I see Punches in here. We got Izzy. We got Shy Powers. We got Shy in there. Okay.
Izzy says D Rose looks a little slower. I mean, hopefully that's just for now. I think he looked okay.
I think Rose was just playing it. Rose has been slowing down. It seemed like Rose playing slow on purpose.
Yeah, it's like he uses this game in bursts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he like this game. The game slowed down and slowed him down. I think that's how Rose playing it. It looks exciting though because just imagine when I watching this game, right? Like we said before, I said this before. You got Kemba, then you got Rose, and then you got Quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Like these dudes were having a good time. You saw Quickly at the end of the game just throwing it up. He just trying to make sure.
Yeah, he just throwing them up. Yeah,
Sims is getting his joint. It was just
and Sims caught one, and I was kind of at first I was like, "Yo, Quick, you gotta." And then he threw him one. I was like, okay.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. They're gonna work all of this. This right. Look. I always say I want to see mid-season Knicks or the squad during mid-season. This is a preseason game.
Salute.
Yo, him going into the camera like
salute to the chat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now I'm here too. But it was it looked like the Knicks got to work out some kinks. It's just like some stuff they got to do. I think halftime they had like 49%. They were shooting 49%, whatever. I don't know. I'm waiting for you to let me run down these points.
No, go ahead. You can go ahead. Run them down. I was waiting for you to do that, honestly.
All right. Oh yeah. So these are just no in particular order, but RJ fitting to take off. If he shoot like that, he gonna be like the New York Knicks, like Klay Thompson. Is it Klay? Oh, I got the name right.
Klay Thompson. Yeah,
Klay Thompson.
Right. Guy.
I feel like he looked like he ready to knock them threes down at a regular clip like that. If he shoot like that,
who we talking about?
RJ
Barrett.
Yeah, it just looked like he was standing back there shooting threes, but he was knocking them down.
I like messing with Dre. You know, I like messing with Dre.
But he was knocking them down. But we got games to see how he gonna do on a night-to-night basis.
Don't end it off with that on a night-to-night basis. Don't give me the night-to-night basis.
Nah, we're gonna see. But I feel like the way it looked tonight, he was Klay Thompson-ish. The way he's just out there, like if he just stay out there, drop it. The chemistry is already ill. That was one point. It looked like they like having fun out there. Maybe this is not like one of those games where they get nervous. All right, we playing the Heat tonight, or the Lakers or something like that. But already the chemistry is ill. It said, like I just said, Kemba and Rose on the same team is exciting. They dominated without two centers. Without two centers, they were going over. And again, it's the Pacers.
I mean, listen, but they had their starting center out there, so
that's what I'm saying. But we were still dominating. It was like, boy, they look good. Sims isn't ready. That was my other.
No, he's not.
What do you mean ready?
That he gonna
ready for what?
He's not ready for like real minutes. They sent him to the G League.
Time.
I mean, I don't think he's really expect. I don't think he's going to be a G League because he has a two-way deal.
Cat.
So the thing is that he's
going
going
to the G League.
He has a two-way deal. Of course, he's going to the G League. Is what I'm trying to say. That's the point. He has a two-way contract. So, in my opinion, yeah, he'll be in the G League, but he's not going to be a guy that's in the G League. You know what I'm saying?
No, but he's gonna be. They're gonna have him ready because they're gonna need him. But
I think at some point, bearing his production. Number one, this was big time for him. He didn't expect to get this many minutes, especially with the vets, and that was what I was excited about. Go ahead.
That's why I feel like the G League is important for him to develop defense. He blew two dudes blew past him twice. It was like, what are you doing? And you saw Derrick Rose got frustrated with him the second one.
Yeah. It's he looked a little steps on.
Derrick Rose let him go, and now it's up to you. And he stood there. It was like, I was like, what's he doing?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He did that. Right. It was like 3 times. And what was the other thing he did? He doesn't look at the basket at all.
Yes.
He's not a threat.
He had his back to the basket.
And he's like this. And he's sitting there like this.
Yeah.
He's not looking. I'm like, he's not ready yet. He got to work on that. It ain't gonna be this season for him. For Sims,
I think Sims, for Sims, in terms of his, listen. The beauty about having Sims where he is right now and not being ready, I think the beauty about that is the fact that we don't need him right now. You know what I'm saying? Like we might not need him this entire year.
That's why I'm saying G League. He's gonna be G League. Because he's got to run. He's got to get the experience.
I think this is what he needs. You know what I'm saying? Like as much as he didn't have those, being sharp, he wasn't going to be sharp on these kind of things because he didn't play at a high level in college. You know what I'm saying? Like even though he did play, play pretty good in college, I don't think he played at the level that a lot of these guys played at in college.
He's got a ton of potential.
He's got a ton of potential, but I think games like this will help him. It's a lot of film, especially with how these guys play. Watch film. I think he's gonna be fine by January.
No, he's gonna be fine by next season.
It will be nice if he's fine by January. But tonight he just looked like a little kid, and like every time they showed him, it looked like he was trying to look like tough. Like he's like. Yeah, he's doing all that. Like a little kid still.
He's always made that face. It's kind of like he's like,
it looked like he's. I was going to say, I was like, I didn't put it in the notes because I was like, it ain't like a real point, but I was like, he needs to like relax and like just chill.
Right.
He's like trying to take. He's got to like just let it come and just have a good time with it. Yeah. But he's out there like this. He smiled one time. I saw one little smile when he went to the free throw line. I think it was, and I was like, all right, so the kid could smile a little bit, but he's out there. Trying to be. They say he's 22. He's a baby, but I think
he's a kid. Like he looked like somebody that got in trouble, and everybody knows it. But he was trying to look like he wasn't scared. That's how. That's the face he was making.
He's going to make these boneheaded decisions. You know what I'm saying? He's young. He's got the right coach to work those kinks out of him. Like I said, even if and when I say he'll be fine by January, I mean by January he'll be able to give you backup minutes when Mitch is out or if Noel is out. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't expect anything more than that this year. You know what I'm saying? Next year, after a full year under his belt,
we gotta see how it runs.
Yeah, after a full year under his belt, you might see him out there with Obi in the second unit a little bit more. You might rest Taj.
Speaking of
something like that.
Let me finish this point. I want to run through the points.
Go ahead, Dre. Go ahead.
So Sims wasn't ready. Julius was Julius. Bad or good, it was Julius. He did his thing, he looked good, but it wasn't much to take away from it other than Julius was Julius, like we already know. Evan Fournier definitely isn't the defender that Reggie Bullock is. It was like somebody faked one way and he was already 2 feet this way. That boy was getting crossed a little bit. He was just like he gives away space really fast, but offensively he makes that up. You can see it. That boy could. Reggie can't create. He can't do nothing. He's not going to the basket. He's not doing nothing but standing back there shooting the three, 18-footer, something like that. That's it. But Evan Fournier definitely, and he doesn't have the athleticism. He's strong, but he's not. He don't have that. He doesn't have the athleticism. Obi is ready.
Right.
Knox doesn't look like he's in the plans. They put him in. I think they put him in after they put McBride in first. But I said I wrote that early, but at the end of the game, that boy's smooth.
Who?
Knox.
All right, so this is what I saw from Knox. He put up a couple shots. at first it was like, all right, what are you doing? But then I did like the drive to the basket. That to me was good because number one, he changed hands and he finished with his left hand at the basket on the right side, which to me, I expected him fully based off of how I remember Knox playing. He would have finished off the right hand and would have missed badly, poorly, because once you're there, you're right at the basket. You just go with the left. It's right in there. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain little pockets that I'm seeing that he's learning how to get to. I think the window just is closed for Knox here. I don't think it's closed for him in the NBA. I think he will be productive somewhere else. I think they're going to give him an opportunity elsewhere. I'm hearing like the Pelicans. But
you see how quick they put Burks in there. When I saw that, I was like, I was like, Knox.
Well, I mean, what did you expect? They're paying him. They're paying him what 10 million a year. They're going to put him in there before Knox. That's not anything that's going to signal any red flags to me, but Knox has just lost. He has just lost his position. You know what I'm saying? He's just lost his position.
I think they're gonna use him the same way they use him tonight. We're gonna be up 20 points. They're gonna be like throw Knox in there. Mm-hmm. They're gonna throw Knox and throw McBride. You notice that they picked McBride first before. I don't know how much that means, but McBride was the first one out there out of the rookies and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
They put McBride out there, then they put the other kid. What's the other new kid? I'm always forgetting his name.
McBride was the first one out?
Yeah.
McBride was the first one, and then what's his name? I know you're talking about Quentin Grimes and Quentin Grimes came out there. But the thing with McBride, I think the reason why McBride was out there before anyone else was mainly because
plays D.
No, I mean it's you don't want to play too many. You don't want to play too many minutes with Derrick Rose and Kemba, which is why I believe he will get any minutes in general. You know what I'm saying? If Quickly is not going to play a lot of the backup minutes and he's going to play a lot of the backup 2 minutes, then I would see by the end of every game, Deuce McBride is probably going to be out there more than any other of the guys in his draft class that's on this team.
I could dig it. I don't even think that there's going to be much to get from it other than they said it when he was out there. They said that Tibbs loves him. And that's all it's going to be. His shot wasn't going down. It looked bad tonight. But again, first game, he didn't have a lot of time, no chance to warm up. They could put him in like 5 minutes left in the fourth.
Right.
Whatever the case. You know what I mean? So you couldn't really see that he did much. But once you see the coach got you, you good. Salute, King.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what it is with Grimes. I'm excited for him. I hope he takes advantage of the opportunity. I really wish we could see what Mitch and Noel look like. I guess we're gonna have to wait to see Saturday or whatever the situation is.
I literally forgot about Noel.
How did you forget about Noel? Saturday, by the way, we play Washington. We play Washington at 7.
What were you gonna say, Ricky?
No, I said that I forgot about him. Like how when I saw Taj, it kind of threw me off. And I love the way Taj played tonight.
Yeah, it looked like they unleashed him too. He was shooting a 3, but it looked like they was like, "Yo, if you got it, shoot it." That's what it said. That's what it looked like they saying. They was like, "Yo, if you got it, shoot it." He was knocking down threes. I was like, if Taj add that to his repertoire this season.
Yeah, that was something I was impressed. He took about like 3-4 of them. I think. Did he make 2?
I think he made like 3 or 4. 3. I think he made like 2 or 3.
Let me see. Gibson. He took 2 and he made 1.
He took 2 and made 1. Yeah. Okay.
Looked like that boy was knocking him down from everywhere. I was like, yo, they letting him rock.
That's crazy. So I mean, that's just a bunch of. Did you? By the way, did you have any more points that you wanted to hit?
Nah, I ran through the point. I just wanted to get them off.
Okay.
But okay. I know you want to touch on some whatever things, but it was fun to watch. Like the first quarter was like you just watching the game, smiling, like you know what I mean. Like it's already different.
Right.
Yeah. Right. That's what I was saying. I was just like, this is a team to watch, man. Right. This is a team to watch.
It's definitely
I love it.
So, just a few points that I've seen. Of course, start from the top. Julius Randle. He looked poised. He looked controlled. You know, I mean, he didn't look like he was rushing at all. He looked like he got that under his belt to calm down. And
It was
just
one time. One time.
what time? One time, what would you see?
One time he looked like he thought he was running to the basket. It was like he was doing a lot. He just, but
Oh, okay.
it was like one time he ran and it was like, all right.
You think was it the first quarter? I think
No,
that might.
it was later.
It was later.
It was
Okay.
later towards when he came out finally, and it was
okay.
like it was almost as though he was like, let me just do this before I go. I know I'm at my limit. You know what I mean?
Right.
My time's up.
Yeah.
Right,
so
right.
but I attributed it to that. But that's why I say Julius is Julius. You gonna get that one where he doing too much, going to the basket. Somebody was there, he ain't give it up. He wanted to finish, and he got stripped. He didn't. Yeah. It didn't. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right. That's that one. And maybe Kemba was there. He's like, I got to score more than Kemba. You know.
Try to throw it up there. I mean, you know, there were certain times you know, I think all of those guys, I think everyone in the starting unit had a moment in there where they probably should have just looked for one more pass. You know what I mean? You know, but you know, the vibe, the crowd was in it, everybody was feeling it. They were up the whole game by almost a comfortable amount. I think it fluctuated to down to 7 at one point, but then went back up to like almost 30, like 27 or something like that. So you know, there were certain moments, but you know, I liked what I saw. You know, Julius looked good. RJ also at first it was a little shaky, but then you know he was I think he was the first one. I think he had 3 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist to start everyone off, and then that's what settled everything. Because at first it was like they went on a little run to start the game, and it looked bad. We were looking for a shot, we couldn't find a shot. And then he had the assist, the dish off, the drop off to Taj, and the layup. And then he grabbed the rebound. And then after he grabbed the rebound, he came back down again. And after he came back down, he threw. I think that was the time he hit the 3-pointer. That was when he hit the 3-pointer. And you know, then it started to filter out. He started to go to the mid range and hit the pull up mid range shot. He just started to look a little bit more comfortable, and that's really what we want to see from RJ. And how many minutes did RJ play? I think Julius played 29 minutes. RJ played 25. Julius basically played 30 minutes. RJ played 25. Taj Gibson played 21 great minutes out there. He had 14 points and 6 rebounds, and 3 assists.
I think he was the leading scorer at one point.
He was. I mean, his 14 was leading, and then everybody else. I think Julius and RJ. Yeah, RJ had 17. And you know, Taj is the third string big off the bench, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like when we talk about Sims, unless we need him, he'll be there. Like I'm not worried about Sims at all because we're not gonna need him that much. And even if he's in a situation today, like you know, he's the backup center behind Taj Gibson, and we still win by 21 points. He made some very, very questionable decisions, of course, but I'm not, you know, too worried about it. You know, I think he'll be fine. Like I said, for what we need him to be, he won't be anything more than a backup anyway, even if it's next year. He's not taking Mitch's spot. He's not taking Nerlens Noel's spot anytime while they're here. So I'm not really worried about what he's bringing me right now. I'm just worried about him getting those minutes with these guys. That, like I said, it was important for me today to see him play with Kemba and Rose and even quickly, because you know he might not get those opportunities during the season. He might get a lot of garbage minutes with Deuce running the point guard, and that might be different than how Kemba, D Rose, or even quickly would run the point guard position out there. So but speaking of IQ, IQ looked pretty good. You know, he looked comfortable, especially just running the offense. He's getting a little bit more comfortable there. He was 4 for 10 from the field. He didn't shoot amazing. Hey,
sorry, thing popped up on my thing.
Oh no, I just was making sure we had everybody in the show today. You know what I'm talking about? Nah, but quickly looked good. He looked okay, and he had 7 assists. He led the team in assists tonight. 6 rebounds. So in terms of quickly being a point guard, because that's what he said in his presser. They asked him what do you think you are? What position would you like to play? Basically, and he said, I'm a point guard. That's what he said. Being that being the case, what did you see tonight with quickly running the point guard position that made you comfortable or uncomfortable, Dre?
I think that I noticed they had him running the point because he was bringing the ball up when he was on the floor with Kemba.
Right.
And Kemba knew with time. It was like, all right, so they had Kemba pretty much playing the two, I guess.
Right.
And so they had quickly bringing it up. And he showed me what quickly looked, he looked good to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't blow away his last season. Again, it's the first game. But he looked like he's ready to, like, you see, it looked like he made an effort to make sure that he was throwing those alley-oops.
Right.
And everything. And he was getting other people involved because that's like a big part of him being on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Kemba and Rose play 20 minutes apiece.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what we talked about when we first got Kemba?
Yep.
They like Kemba don't have to do 30 minutes a game anymore.
Split minutes. And they both played great minutes on the court. Like Kemba had 12 points.
I was gonna say when I was watching the game, I'm like, yo, the Knicks are gonna be dangerous between Kemba, Rose, and Quick.
They're gonna be dangerous.
They are a lot to handle. You got to deal with the three of these dudes.
They are.
I don't think any team has that kind of like dynamic. Come like those dangerous point guards, one after the other. So now you got this.
Yeah.
And it's not like one's trying to overtake the other one's position. They're all working together.
They're working together. Because we already saw how Rose and Quickly together are dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So when you finish with Kemba and you like, all right, we got they bum gonna come off the bench. Now you got to deal with D Rose.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then D Rose get a little rest and Quickly still up there.
Yeah.
They're gonna keep they just move him from shooting guard to the point guard.
Yeah.
He's gonna be dishing the ball like that. You got to respect it, and he could shoot the three.
Yeah.
So I didn't see anything that blew me away from him. He looked like he's doing his floaters. He's doing his floaters. He's doing his 3-pointers. You know, he's doing his 4 feet behind the 3-point line and he's shooting. And that's Quickly stuff. And I'm all for it. Nothing crazy, but he looks like the game is slowing down for him a little bit. I see him making an effort to be a better passer. If he becomes a good passer and assists and alley-oops, that's just a whole other wrinkle to the game that you got to prepare for the third point guard.
Yeah. Somebody who's the third point guard off the bench and who really wants to be a starting point guard in the league.
Right. That dude he's so dangerous for the squad because you can't rest. Like if you rest in your stars, first of all, you got Kemba, then you come off, you rest your star. Just think about it. Kyle Lowry needs some rest. Now you got the next guy going up against D Rose or whatever the case. And then you got Quickly, and it's just like, dude, I don't. What are we gonna do with these guys?
What do we do? Yeah, what do we do?
Right. So now you got to run small ball against us because somebody's going to be on the floor all the time. Because Quickly is fast still. Jared Rose might have lost a little bit of a step. Kemba might have, but Kemba's still shaking. You saw that first three he had?
The step back?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
And he's knocking it down. Yo, when I looked at that, and I was like, yo, did EP ever do that once? It never. Dude. And it's just like,
why do we do this? Why are we doing this right now?
The reason why I got to take it there, Cap, is because I noticed that I haven't seen it.
We haven't seen. First of all, the chills that I got running through my body as I seen just him run on the court and dap everybody up. You know what I'm saying? Like before the jump ball.
Yeah, he was over there, but he was like,
yeah, and he was like running everybody, doing the joint.
Everybody
getting like, yo, and I'm like, yo, and then he dapped up my man that I always a fan of, Jeremy Lamb. I don't know why.
I don't know if they play ball together. Didn't they play together?
Yeah, in UConn, yeah. And that big moment that he had in the Garden playing for UConn. So you know what I'm saying, I'm happy. I'm happy for Kemba, man. It looked like he was really excited. He smiled even after misses. He was smiling. He looked like he was having way too much fun out there. He was just having way too much fun.
But that's a big part of the game. That's why I loved it, because you could see it in the way they were playing, and he's dapping them up, and they do say, even if he made a mistake, he was like, don't worry, that like they got like the whole thing going, and that was just one game, and that was against the Pacers, and I can't say, like you said, Kat, like I can't say like the Pacers are whack.
And it's a preseason game at the end of the day.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's a preseason game, but you already saw it with that game,
right? And
that's why I said I felt like he left them out there, and Fournier didn't even Fournier looked so good that it didn't even look like it was much from Fournier, but it was just enough. Like that dude, who was it that got the ball? They domed it to him, he just knocked it down, and it's just like, yo,
yeah,
we got that. We already got that covered.
Mm-hmm.
So you got another scorer. You got Kemba could score now. Now your point guard, your starting point guard could come on for 20.
Right.
Because if he's on fire, Tibbs gonna leave him in there. Go ahead, cuz.
And I saw what Kemba was doing. Like the first couple of plays, like he was just kind of feeling them out, seeing what they're gonna jump for, and then after that, I think that's why he was laughing, because he figured them out. He was able to get a mid-range jump shot easy, barely defended, because they thought he was going to do something else. He psyched them out with the first initial plays. That's how he got the step back three. Like it's funny because he figured them out that quick. It wasn't even like a full quarter, and he got them. So I was super excited about that, and I just want to say Obi looked great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he only scored 10 points, but like when I was watching him, it looked like he was going to have like 20.
Yeah,
like he was just making the right moves. He had moves in the post. Like,
Obi is ready.
And this is something that
he was getting boards over Sims. I mean, like that's not that doesn't mean much, but
time out. Did you see that he put the ball on the floor? He did did like a double. He did a combo.
So, yeah,
that's what I mean. The cat want to talk about. He said, "Okay, he don't want to get excited."
Go ahead.
But that's what you expect from him, though. That's what you expect at this stage in his career.
Yeah. But
that's what they were screaming for at the end of last season.
He put him in the post. He did the moves this way. He was there. Did the little spin move off,
spin back.
I was like, that Obi out here ready. Yo,
Obi. First of all, we saw in Summer League the transformation that Obi was making. You know what I mean? Like he didn't make the transformation just yet, but he was working on it. You know what I mean? Every time we got a chance to see him play, he was doing things. Summer League we couldn't really get excited about, because even though we started seeing him doing the things that he was lacking at some point during the season, because I don't want to say that I saw a different version of Obi in Summer League, because I saw a part of that in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like when he did get his opportunity to get in there, he wasn't faltering. He wasn't back. He shined a little bit. He didn't break down under pressure. He
in the playoffs he looked. Yeah, I'm telling you, Obi is that type. With the crowd is there,
he looks really, really good. So today, that move that Obi Toppin did, first of all, no one expects all of the creation that Obi Toppin can do. Him being able to put the ball on the floor and be effective doing so is scary. You know what I'm saying? Given his ability to, you know what I'm saying, already be able to fly the way he does. He gets up and down the court. This is his first points right there. You know what I mean? The kid just does not back down.
He don't stop moving. Look at him.
He don't stop moving. Like the defense, they're gonna get tired, bro. Look at this. Look how far back this kid was. How do you defend that? You know what I'm saying? How do you defend somebody who's always on the run? He's never, and that's something that even Toon and I has spoken about, the fact that we don't want you sitting at the 3-point line all game long like you do. Right? Oof.
Yeah, bring it back.
There you go. Boom.
Lay. Boy, listen. Look, hold on. I gotta see that one more time.
He gave him a little bit of Elijah
one impression.
I forgot how he did the lay.
Hey. Listen, it's like that's all I want to see, man. I just want to see some creation. I want to see some creation from the kid, and
there it is, right
there, man.
Yo, he gave him a Elijah one with that right there.
Hey,
he crossed him.
Yo,
your power forward just crossed him.
Listen.
He did.
I am so proud of the improvements that he's made going into his second year now. And that's what happens when you're in the gym every single day. Him and Quickly, we're in the gym every single day, and you can see it. They both look comfortable. That's the only way I can describe how they look. They look comfortable. They didn't look like they were worried. they made a mistake. They missed a shot. They got right back on defense and got right back into it. And as a team, they defended well. As you know, you noticed you did mention the Evan Fournier and his defense is definitely not going to be what my man Reggie Bullock was, but as a team, we defended well. As long as we are hitting our assignments and we're following the game plan, we're following the scouting reports. We know what they're going to look for.
Just imagine what that defense looks like. Like Sims was missing assignments, right?
Right.
So imagine you had Mitch in there for those missed assignments, or if you had Nerlens for those missed assignments, or Taj, because that's not going to be him. He's not going to get a lot of minutes, and just in general, it's going to be dudes who's ready to play defense. Can you imagine you let your guy pass and you got sitting there Mitch waiting for you?
And this is what I'm saying, Dre. This is kind of why I'm not worried, because Sims is able to play an entire game making these mistakes and not get pulled because we were up by so much. And this is why it's important to me.
But that's why I feel like the G League, because he needs minutes, but it can't be with this squad.
Not that it can't be. It shouldn't be an important minutes. I'll say that. It shouldn't be an important minutes.
He needs to run a full game.
Yeah, which he will. That's why, and this is why he has the two-way contract. Right. You know what I'm saying? While he's not getting those minutes down here,
to be getting minutes
up there, he'll be getting for sure. Which, most of the game, that's what it is. I'll play some of RJ Barrett highlights here.
Highlight?
No, this is just RJ Barrett highlights. That's the drop-off pass that I was talking about. And he just
RJ had that last season, that little pocket pass. That was his thing.
Yeah, that was definitely something that he did well. And it's the no hesitation on the three.
Yo, I'm telling you that three, if he shoot like that this season,
he plans on it. He worked on that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think, what was he, 3 for 6 from the line, I believe? Let me double check that. RJ was 3 for 6, 50%. 50%.
Yeah.
He's got the floater back in his game. He's looking very, very comfortable here. Here, I know Kemba was looking for it, but he was like, listen, yo, I'm RJ Barrett.
He's like, it's me.
It's me. I definitely remember that play, but he's looking comfortable. He's taking these shots. He's not scared anymore. This is not what people are looking for. And their scouting report, how can you scout for somebody like that now? Someone who can hit the three that well in all of those different situations. And then he's going to attack the basket on you every single time. He does have to finish better at the basket still. That's something that we're looking to see, which I think, it'll happen over time. It's something that he clearly didn't work at as much as shooting off the dribble this year, and he's just shooting in general. I think that's something that he's looking for is just to get his pull-up game right and his jump shot and off the dribble threes. And I think once this game opens up and he's able to get to the basket more consistently, I think you'll see his numbers start to rise in terms of his finishing. But I think that's just something that I saw from RJ. The only other person I did want to talk about quickly, even though we already talked about quickly, was Evan Fournier, and Dre did mention it. He didn't shoot amazing. He was 3 for 8 from the field. He was 1 for 4 from the 3-point line. But he was 5 for 6 from the free throw line. He still ended up with 12 points.
He still looked good.
He still looked good, and you see the ability for Fournier to get a shot, a wide open shot, head fake, and then he can still create off the dribble.
Yeah, after the head fake. He had them jumping all over the floor.
Bro,
they respect his shot so much.
Yeah.
Do you understand how frustrating it was for me last year? As much as I love Reggie Bullock, that when he did head fake, it's like his feet couldn't move.
It couldn't go nowhere. He couldn't create nothing.
And he had to throw the ball somewhere. And
then he would get rid of it. Dude, you know how that slows down? Because you know how your teammates are when they know you can shoot, and you do the fake. So now they waiting for you to shoot. They're not even looking to help. They like,
right.
Then now they scramble to go help you because you didn't shoot the shot and you didn't move your feet.
You didn't move your feet at all. And
you would think that he dribbled and stopped.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That was what bothered me last year. Like I said, if you're going to be here to shoot, then shoot it. I don't care if you miss it, bro. Like this is what you're here for. But if the head fake and then passing it off, there's no need for you to be in the court if you're doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's put the ball on the floor, some creation now. You see Evan Fournier, he gets the ball, head fake, because they have to respect the shot.
They got to.
They have to respect it. He's head and faking. I'm right back behind the 3-point line. So he didn't get every single one of them because they knew he was going to do that.
But that's what I love about Fournier.
Yeah.
That's what I love about Fournier. Every time he make that, he do that little sound. Like,
he hit him with the hey. You know what I'm saying? I heard him say, he's like, hey. You know what I'm saying?
The reason why I feel like Fournier is such a difference is because when he does that fake, because they got to respect it, they coming out there.
Yeah.
Right? Because now you damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you don't jump and he goes up, you know what I'm saying? Now he knocking it down. You got a high probability. And then if he goes to the floor, now he's got that room. He could stop and pop, 10 feet from the basket. He's got that. He could do it off the glass. Or he could go all the way to the basket, or the defense could collapse from your small forward.
Yeah.
And now somebody else is open.
Right.
So other people are just scoring easy baskets.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's going to be like 10 easy baskets a night for somebody else, just off of
somebody else. Mm-hmm. And then what was amazing for me to watch was what was amazing for me to Jay doesn't stop. He's funny. But what was amazing for me to watch is every single time somebody broke someone down off the dribble, there was at least 2 or 3 guys on the perimeter that they could look to just to hit for a shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's just beautiful basketball. And the ball movement, especially. And that was when I said they started off well, that's what I saw. I saw the continuity. I saw the ball movement. Shots weren't falling, but these guys, they had an offense you had to respect. You know what I mean? And you wonder how much that changes with the fact that Taj was able to step out there, and because as much as we don't want Taj taking those shots all game long, at least he can stand behind the 3-point line and say, listen, I'll take this shot. You know what I'm saying? Even if he doesn't get it, at least he'll go there to create more space because he is comfortable taking the shot. Now you talk about Mitch, you might not have that. Now you talk they different. You mentioned it as well, Rick. Nerlens Noel, they want him to start taking that 3-point shot coming into the season. Now, if you start to see Nerlens taking the 3-point shot, now that's something. Come on, like if everyone except for Mitch is taking the 3-point shot at this point, it's like, Mitch, what are we doing here? Like, what's going on, bro? Let's talk about this. What we got going on? So, but the spacing was something that it was a sight for sore eyes. But that's just all I have on that. You guys, you got anything else you want to touch on, Rick? Because I know Dre had a lot of points. Rick, let's hear something else, man. I know you got something for me.
Oh man, I didn't see much from Burks. I don't know what that's going to be like. I did want to see what Knox did when he got in, if he was going to pick up the pace.
Right.
But
I can't.
And he surprised me because I thought he was going to stand on the 3-point line and just shoot. But when he got it and the defense came and he drove, I was like, okay, maybe he learned. Like maybe this means something. But I doubt it. But at the same time, he was on the court, so you got to take notice. Did you see when maybe this was my imagination, but did you see when Walker kind of did that skip to Malou move to the rim?
Nah, I missed it.
I must have missed it.
Yeah.
But maybe I made it up. But it just looked so smooth. Like he just did a little.
Maybe I made it up.
But I think it was the first quarter. Anyhow, but man, I just love that they played well together. Teamwork is. I always look for 2 things, like the teamwork and that they can get at least 30 points a quarter. You get 30 points a quarter, I just don't see you losing a game.
I always said this. I always said 25 because I felt like if I was a coach, after the team scores 20, if we allowed them to score 20 in a quarter, I'm punishing y'all with full court press. Like they can't score no more. Like that's how I feel. But if a team could score 25 a quarter, I feel like you're in good shape to get 100 points or whatever. If you got the defense. But if you got a D'Antoni team, you got to score 172 points. Right. Or whatever it is, because nobody's playing defense.
There's no defense.
You might as well just let them score, and then turn around and try to outscore him with threes or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, Rick, you're 100%. You're 100% right.
Player of the game in your eyes tonight.
Player of the game, Obi. Real quick.
Can't be mad at that. I can't be mad at that at all.
I think Obi. It looked like homeboys in the chat said it looked like Obi was that toxic Knicks fan. Obi looked like he coming for somebody's spot.
Yeah, Obi looked like he coming for something like that.
It ain't gonna happen, but
I don't know.
That's how you playing.
Who is you said the best game, or what'd you say, Rick?
The best player, the player of the game for you.
Player of the game.
Player of the game.
I gotta go with Julius. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go with the obvious. 20 points, 9 rebounds.
Did he?
20 points.
He looked like he was aiming his shot a little bit. It didn't look as confident as I'm used to seeing him shoot.
Right.
But I know it's just he's just trying to get warmed up.
Yeah, he had 20 points on 14 shots. He was 7 for 14. Same as RJ. They both were 50% from the field tonight. RJ was just 50% from 3, and Julius was 40% from 3. Julius was 2 for 5.
Julius made it look like it was nothing. That's why I said Julius was Julius.
Quiet. Like I said, listen, and important game. 20 points. You can quietly drop 20 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block.
Yeah, almost had a double.
You gotta. That's what I'm rocking with. I'm going with Julius. What about you, Rick?
I was gonna say Obi, but I guess I'll go quickly, just to be a little different.
Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with that.
I liked his energy. It looked like he was really trying to be a star player tonight. Just show you that I worked over the summer. Here it is.
Just to let you know, just to put you on notice. You see this? You saw that? I was working on that.
And there was something
and you know what you didn't see, that fake foul 3-point shot to get a foul thing, which I hate. I hate that move. I didn't see it. I didn't even see a hint of it.
They were talking about that, and they said you haven't seen that in this game.
Yeah.
And
didn't. Quickly tried it thing a couple times and it didn't work. And I was like, listen,
tonight
he did. Yeah, he didn't try that in particular. He didn't try that. He was
trying to get contact.
He was just trying to draw fouls.
Yeah,
but
he wasn't doing the jump in the dude. I never like you said,
right.
Kat.
Yeah, I hated that.
I don't know how they allowed that to ever go down in the league. I don't know how
for so long.
They said this season either they're not going to call it or they're going to call an offensive foul, and I love that.
Yeah, because that stops you from throwing your play. Yeah, that's not. Come on, especially
you're initiating the contact.
And I hate when people use it in important games, like it used during regular season, but during the playoffs, when it starts to get you plays that start to build momentum. It's kind of cheesy. Real quick, Jonathan Macri tweeted out RJ Barrett after the game. He was talking about, I guess someone asked him something about what the other people have been saying in media. And he said, whether it's me personally or the team, we just get disrespected all the time. And he says the team pays it no mind, but at the same time, it makes winning that much more fun. And, of course, talking about these lists that keep coming out that RJ is consistently left off of and things like that. At this point, I think RJ looks for it and he feeds off of it. And he's, at this, you look at what he did tonight. He only put up 14 shots. Like I said, 50% from the field, 50% from 3, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. In 25 minutes, you know what I mean? And he and Julius are both. We just talked about Julius's numbers. As much as all these guys fill all the holes, that we're missing last year. The gaping ones, yes, all gaping holes. They were all filled. But it's clear that Julius Randle and RJ Barrett are going to be the leaders for this team, especially just where the offense is going to rely heavily upon.
Who's the leaders?
Julius Randle and RJ Barrett.
You think they're going to be the leaders?
Yeah, I think so.
You don't think Kemba is going to be the leader?
No, not that. I didn't say leader. I didn't say leaders. I'm talking about
like leading scorers, like
the load, the offensive load.
Okay.
The offensive load is going to lean the most on Julius Randle and RJ Barrett. You can just see just in how the offense went today. That's those are the two that got up the most shots. They ran offensive plays the most for the both of those guys. And like I said, Julius had 20 and 9 in basically 30 minutes. RJ had 17 and points all across the board in 25. And they're gonna both play at least 10 more minutes a game going throughout the season. So that just says to me that these guys are going to continue to get those shots up. I think if there are 2 All-Stars on this team, it might be Julius Randle and RJ Barrett, which is possible. When was the last time we had 2 All-Stars in an All-Star game? You know what I mean? So that's definitely something that I'm looking forward to. Actually, I can actually show you what I'm actually looking at right here. Show you real quick, just so you can see the numbers of the guys that are out here. So yeah, you can see here RJ Barrett and his minutes here, and Julius Randle and Taj Gibson. And this is the plus minus. RJ Barrett is a plus 20, Julius Randle's a plus 17, Taj Gibson plus 22, Fournier 19, Kemba 12, Derrick Rose 10. You can't see it? Can you see it?
No.
It's not showing you.
You're not showing us.
It never popped up. Look at me. There you go. So yes, right over here.
There we go.
Plus minus. RJ Barrett. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Oh, I love these guys. This is real family right here, guys. 20 plus 20. RJ Barrett, Julius Randle 17, Taj Gibson 22, Fournier 19. He lit it up. Like I said, he was the leading scorer at one point with 14. Kemba with 12, which is crazy. It's people talk about how much of a defender he's not. He's not good at defending. I think there was was there two charges that he drew or something like that?
Yes. And it wasn't even like at the basket.
Yeah,
it wasn't
early.
That's just what he does. You don't have to always be a lockdown defender to be a great defender, great team defender. And I think that's what we're going to see a lot with Evan Fournier too. Which is why I'm not worried. Evan Fournier 50%. What 50% where?
Field goal percentage.
Oh yeah, Kemba. Yeah, he was 50% from the field. 50% from the field, 5%.
Take a look at Julius Randle. How many turnovers he had?
I think we had 4 altogether. 0? I think 0. Yeah, altogether we had what?
0.
It was like 4.
We had 3 altogether. 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's it. Jericho Sims, Obi Toppin, and Evan Fournier. Yeah, he had 0.
But this is the thing that his turnovers are going to be lower because he doesn't have to have the ball in his hand. That's like you got Fournier who could score. You got Kemba who could score.
Mm-hmm.
You got RJ Barrett. Like he doesn't need to have the ball. He was trying to create too much. Right. That turnover stuff is going to be something. Huh?
You say he was trying to create too much? Rick?
Was that you were saying? Was that what you were saying?
Me?
Yeah.
Isn't that what you just said?
I'm confused now. I don't know what happened just now. I said that.
I don't know.
I said because you said something. Okay. Because I was saying he's not going to have the ball in his hand as much. Because before, when he would get those turnovers, he was trying to force things and make things happen.
Right.
Because he had it all on his shoulders. But this season, as the season goes along, I feel like he'll take the load when it's appropriate. Pause. And then if he doesn't have to have it. Why you looked around?
Gotta send the kids to bed.
This is Knicks after midnight, but
Knicks at night, right?
Yeah, Knicks at night, but he doesn't have to take on so much on his shoulders,
right?
So now he could distribute the ball. Like he doesn't have to have it in his hand. He does. I saw him bringing it up even with Kemba on the floor, but again, we played the Pacers. We're gonna play different teams. It's gonna be.
You talking about quickly?
No, I'm talking about
Julius Randle.
Oh, Julius, yes.
He has Kemba. No matter who he's on the floor with, he's got Kemba, he's got Derrick Rose, he's got Quickly, he's got Fournier, he's got RJ Barrett. He's got a bunch of people around him who could score now.
Right.
So now he won't feel all of that. Like I got to score. Let me create. Let me go in here and dive into like 3 people under the basket.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So the turnovers, I think,
which he will do by habit every now and then. He will do. He did it.
Yeah. Because it's like I said, Julius is Julius. But he's not going to have that as many opportunities to be Julius this season if he's got people who score. If Kemba's knocking down 3-pointers like that and you scared,
right?
Because Kemba don't even have to be on a night, and you see him just do this thing, and you come, and he's in there now. Julius could get the alley-oop. It could be opens up everything.
Opens up everything.
And that lowers the turnovers. In a lot of games that we lost, we had like 8 turnovers, 9 turnovers. Games like that is how you lose those games when you have the ball in somebody's hand, your power forward who's not good at ball handling.
Well, so sticking to the turnover piece, you see here, Emmanuel quickly had 0 turnovers, and he also had 7 assists. So you know what I mean. That's
I can't see the top where it says what the stat is.
Where it says what the stat is, it's well, trust me, it says 0.
Scroll
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. No problem. No, you don't trust me. You don't trust me. It's cool.
Yo, pull that down. Can you drag that down the bottom?
I can't. Nah.
Oh, okay. Oh, they give you like that window.
The little window, yeah, man. And they taking up all my screen. Yeah, I pay too much to be having them take up my screen. You know what I'm saying? I'm messing with you. But anyway, yeah, 0 turnovers, 7 assists. And that's just across the board. And a lot of these turnovers was simple stuff. The Sims one, we talked about that.
Julius had 29 minutes on a preseason game.
And this ties into, I'm sure this ties into why my man said this here. I guess he definitely was not feeling
I can see, like I said, I can see why somebody wouldn't like the coach. I can see that.
Right. He runs. There was some moments out there where I'm like, all right, what more do you need to see? You know what I'm saying? Like, what more could you possibly see with them playing against other people? Other teams.
Right. You got it. Like, I thought he was gonna put those young kids in the second half.
Right. Yeah.
And he still had everybody running. I was like, oh, I guess he's trying to let them get their runs in. Maybe he told them, don't go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't run too hard. Don't go chase after balls. I'm letting y'all get these reps in, something like that. Right. I don't
know. He just wanted the W.
Yeah, he did. But
for what?
I don't know if I should be worried just yet. And it's only because I can't say that in any way, shape, or form the minutes that Julius and RJ played last year was a detriment to them. But his rotations always bother me. You know what I mean? It's just weird. His rotations are weird. I trust him, but his rotations are weird as hell. Yeah.
Let me ask you this, because speaking of rotations, like I said, the thing I noticed, he put Burks in early. What you guys think of Burks tonight?
I think Burks did okay. I think Burks, he shot well. He did his thing. He got the corner shot. He's handling, bringing the ball up. He played some good defense. It was a play. He had a nice
You still got those stats? Let me see his stats on the thing if you can, real quick.
Let's see. Let's bring him right back up.
He was just out in my book.
He was pretty good. In 18 minutes, he had 8 points. 8 points. He was 2 for 3 from the field. He was 2 for 3 from 3.
That's not bad.
8 points, 2 assists. He's not gonna. For him being in there, and he didn't help. He didn't hurt us.
No. I think he did good. But like he said, he did. He said he did Knox dirty. I don't think he did Knox dirty per se.
Nah, I don't think
Burks proved that he's a better player.
I just think Burks at this point is more reliable than Knox. 100%. Obviously, and just based off contract, you gotta have him out there. And I can't. Only reason why I can't agree, Pudge, in terms of the Knox thing and not he doing Knox dirty. Knox did himself dirty. Like
Knox did himself dirty. That's what I was going to say.
He did himself dirty last year. He didn't take advantage. He didn't take advantage of the opportunity that he had. Now Tibbs did give there was a part of the season where Tibbs gave so much leash to Obi, and every single time Knox made a mistake, he was pulled. But I do see a world where the guy was drafted 8th, just like Knox was drafted 9th. And when Knox was drafted, what was in there? Yeah, he was drafted 9th. When Knox was drafted 9th, I think he started at some point that year. And he had a lot of opportunities.
Tonight, one time he had 33 points a game. He had 32 points in the game, and then he thought he was going up from there.
Right. He had a lot of opportunity, and he
had that first season. He got a lot of burn.
Right. But you see that a lot with players who are lottery picks, that they kind of have to run them, and that's kind of what happened last year with Obi. not only was Knox showing you much in his minutes, but Obi, he kind of had to run Obi out there. Now, this year, Obi just continues to prove that he's just more valuable than Knox out there. He just continues to do that. But I can't blame him for the Knox thing, but I do question his lineups. I'll go there with you, Pudge. Let me see. Jelani, my boy Jelani is in the building. What's going on? He says, what other coach has taken the Knicks to the playoffs in the last 5 years? Until we can answer that, he's a great fit. That's my other point. I don't. That hurt. I don't.
Fizdale said he was going to get you right. He ain't say he was going to get you to the playoffs. He said
he was going to get you right. That's what I said. That's what I said. He said, you know, you don't.
I never said nothing about no playoffs. I said I was going to get you right.
He said, you know, you don't fucked up right. No, but that's definitely. I'm not mad at him. Like I said, I've always said, the last person to make this team is the last coach to make this team as good as they were this year was Mike Woodson, and he was on the staff. And the last
what was the interim coach? He was doing after Fizdale.
Mike Miller. Mike
Miller did his thing. If he had a full chance,
yeah.
I wouldn't say he would have brought us to the playoffs. Still, I still wouldn't say that because
if he started that better. Season, we would have been
better. I don't think we would have been a playoff team though.
No, but I just think he deserves that. He could have. We had a shot with him. He was a much better coach than Fizdale, and he ain't promised nobody he was going to.
Right, yeah.
He actually was a coach.
He actually was a real coach for sure. But also that team wasn't as good as the team that we had last year either. So, Mike Miller probably would have done well with the team that we had last year as well. So, but not as good as Tibbs. Point being, the last crazy good coach we've had was Nick? Jeff Van Gundy? That was the last time we had a real good coach outside of Woodson.
We had Mike D'Antoni.
Was Mike? Yeah, I guess Mike. We always gloss over Mike. That time was such a weird time.
Yeah, but we had Melo. We had Stoudemire. We had J.R. Smith. We had Jason Kidd.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was Mike Woodson took over the next year. I think. Was that
Mike Woodson took no.
He was
Mike Woodson was coaching us the year we went to the playoffs, 2013.
Yeah.
With Jason Kidd in them. That was
Jason Kidd, but we had Stoudemire and Carmelo earlier. That's when we had who was the dude we had the chunky Raymond Felton. That's what we had him when we had.
That's crazy. As soon as you say chunky, that's the only.
Yeah, I was just like, how'd you get that?
Yeah.
Because
he gained mad weight. He came in on
keep the weight off. I think that was one of his big things. He came back from Portland that one year when he came back. That was when he came back, and he couldn't keep He was, I think, he gained like 20
that boy
pounds.
Was chubby. He came back. It's like,
how are you eating, dude?
Like, but you ain't play basketball off season. He's like, nah,
like, what were you doing?
I was in crib eating.
I got the 2K, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, I got 2. Yeah, I was playing 2K all season. What you talking about?
I was playing all season.
Not one day did I miss.
Anyway, man, that was that's all we got. You guys got any last points you want to hit?
Exciting basketball this year. Look forward to it, man.
Mm-hmm. All right. Looking forward to it. Saturday we have a game.
I just want everybody to stay healthy.
Yes, man. Everybody stay healthy.
Everybody stay healthy. Get some nice rotations in there. We could really do something with this team.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Speaking of health, we are fully vaccinated. In terms of the Knicks, they're fully vaccinated, and the other team in New York isn't fully vaccinated. So this is interesting.
Yeah, you know how I feel, boy. I am so happy. We were talking about it was exciting. It was exciting that we were talking about it, but it's documented in our podcast before we were on the live that we were saying we wanted Kemba.
Right.
Yep.
It's documented. We were saying we'd rather have Kemba, not because we were saying pretty much at the time they're pretty much the same person, the same point guard, same stats, minutes. Those dudes are pretty much the same player.
Yeah.
And I think that I don't think that we necessarily dodged the bullet. I just think that I'm happy. We're fortunate that he didn't want to come to to this New York. He went to the other side of New York.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If that is such a headache. You know what I think may happen? If this dude follows through with all of this, right, and does this dumb shit, they're going to win without him. Just like Boston did.
Win what?
They're going to win games, whatever. They're going to get deep in the playoffs, and they're going to win. And it's going to look like they don't need him. And after that happens, they're going to be like, well, for all this, we just need a serviceable point guard. Let's ship him out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that boy, he's in trouble, and I don't care. Like, I just think it's stupid. I just think it's this is not like you're not like some regular guy, dude. And here's the other thing that bothers me. You're going into a building, right? With staff upon staff upon staff upon staff. You got people everywhere. You got other players, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got people who like the towel, the water boy, the coaches, the coaching staff.
Yeah.
The people that work on your bodies, all of this, and you talk about you're not getting it. You're susceptible because they said 95% of the people who die in the hospitals are people who didn't have the vaccine, because that's where it actually matters.
Right.
Is the health part of it. That can you die, or does it affect you that much more? Mm-hmm. Whatever the case, because you can still pass it on and you can still get it, whatever the case, but it protects you that much more in that instance, right? So everybody else has it. Everybody else has to be responsible. Everybody else worried about their job, because I just like everybody else, I didn't want to get it, but once my job said, "Listen, Paul, you can't get in these buildings without it," probably like this. I'm like, "Oh, all right, give me. I do it myself." Like, you know what I mean? It's like, but now it's like, you're getting all this money, and it's just like that. This is like an issue. This is like something where it's like, nah, I'm not getting it. You won't be able to play any home games. Nah, I'm not getting it. After that, I'm looking at him different. Like, yo, we really got to start talking about getting this dude out of here.
Yeah, but the coaching staff and administration, they're all tiptoeing around him. Like, they're scared to say anything negative about him or to share how they really feel about his decision. And I'm just like, yo, how does this guy have this much power on a team where they didn't win anything?
Yeah,
they didn't win the championship last year. If they won the championship last year, I would say, all right, they scared, they want to do it again or whatever. But they didn't. He barely played. Or I shouldn't say he barely played, but he didn't play all the games that he should have.
Right.
So where does he get all this power from?
Right. Yeah. And it's crazy because if you really look at it, 41 games he's gonna miss because he can't play at home.
And he's gonna be
thinking about it. He's gonna miss the 2 games here too. So that's 43 games he's missing. He's missing more than half of the season just by not being vaccinated.
I hope he sticks to it. I want to see how this pans out. I hope he sticks to this.
They fine him for every game he misses, though.
That's what they're gonna do. That's what the NBA said.
Same thing with Ben Simmons. We spoke about the Ben Simmons thing. Yeah,
with Ben Simmons, and now he think about returning $300,000 a game. You got to be retarded. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody because
he really thought something was going to happen.
I understand you frustrated with the team, and they played him a little bit, but you deserve that. Playing like that, running around here, not dunking the ball and not shooting. Yeah, all right, so they criticized you. All right, so now you're not coming back. Oh my God.
Yo, listen, bro. I'm big on being a professional.
Principle.
Somebody did something to you. There's still 2 professionals on both sides. There's a professional on both sides. Now you feel like these guys spoke bad about you to the public. Cool. Tell them trade me.
That.
I'll be here, but trade me. That's it. Now, what you're doing in that situation is you're not creating this big fiasco in the public. Now, there's not teams who are avoiding you because they feel like you just aren't built for just dealing with tough situations and fighting through not being good at things and flaws and having people talk about you. Yo, you're in Philly. Did you think you're going to be able to lose in Philly and no one's going to talk about it? Like, what are you talking? Like, are we... Come on, bro.
The fact of the matter is...
It's more than that, though. It's more than that, though.
The fact of the matter is... Huh?
Because even the coach, they were like, yo, do you think Ben Simmons is the point guard of a title team? I forget the right terminology. He was just like, at this moment, I don't know. And I'm just like, come on, coach. Like, I thought that was unprofessional of him.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Doc Rivers, come on, man. So I think his pride was hurt. he doesn't want to play for him.
Right.
So I think that's more than that than anything else.
Here's my thing though, Ricky. But like, listen, I want to have a talk with y'all before we move forward. I'm thinking about I want to be traded. Let's sit down and talk. What you said to the that hurt, coach.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the case, because whether it's pussy or not, the coach that hurt, whatever the case, and you could get past that. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure Doc Rivers would have said, it came out. I wish I could have took that back as soon as I said it. Whatever the case, but I didn't know because whatever that discussion sounds like. Yo, you told Joel Embiid, like, yo, you out here missing shots. You out there shaking your head, but like, yo, that's a shot you should have took. You should have made. Mm-hmm. Get better. Because if he played like he had heart, I feel like Philadelphia would have won that series. Right. That series is on him. Yeah. There's nothing else to be said. That boy didn't try. He left so much out there. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was absolutely ridiculous. And he's got to know that. But now you're not gonna go to camp. You're not even gonna go to camp and mope around like be the dude nobody want to be around, but just be there.
Yeah.
And pride is the devil.
Yeah, there you go. There you go right there. And that's the crazy thing. Like he is in a position of power until they start taking your money away. Yeah. You are in.
What do you think was gonna happen? They was gonna
be like in the driver's seat until they take that money away. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, they have all right to do that. You know what I'm saying? You're not living up to your contract. It's that 300. It's that simple.
That 300,000 for us, that's like that $300 in a check. You miss a day, and that $300 out of your check, and you like,
he be like, "Oh, you're gonna miss $300 if you don't come in today." So
right.
What time I gotta be there, man? Damn.
And he'd be like, I'd be like, "Where camp at? Where y'all doing? Where y'all shooting around at?"
Y'all shooting around that, man.
I'll be over there.
But nah, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's just to me, it's I just feel like there's a certain point where you handle it like Jimmy Butler. When Jimmy Butler didn't want to be in Minnesota anymore, what do? He went to he let them know he didn't want to be there, but he was at training camp. I don't know what was said, but I heard he was Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy B.
I heard he was at I think it might have been training camp that year or whatever it was when they were having their off-season workouts and their practices. He was just going in like y'all better trade me, like, and he purposefully lined up with the worst of the team and beat the starters
and beat them.
You know what I'm saying? And trade me.
That's how you go.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Like, I don't want to be here.
Could Ben Simmons do that?
Ben Simmons can't do that because he's not built like that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Got that hard, right?
He don't got
and
that
that's
hard.
why he went the crybaby route.
Yeah. Come on.
He went the way.
The So, man, that's just my point on that. I think that he especially after taking this stance and then having to come back and play, you make yourself just look stupid. And
it looks like a big baby. He looks like
a big baby, right? Yeah, it just got worse. So, I'm glad we're not part of that kind of stuff anymore. We used to be, like, I was talking to another they call themselves ex-Knicks fans. I don't really think they were ever really Knicks fans. I think they were just New Yorkers who just was upset they didn't have a team to rep because the team wasn't doing good at a certain time. So I get it. But, it's times now are different. Like, you kind of got to let that old stuff go. There's a lot of old fans who are hurt. Like this, they are really hurt about what's going on. Or what has gone on in history, you know what I'm saying, and just how they play. But it's a different regime. When you say it's different, no one wants to believe you. But when you start to look at how these guys are being coached, how these guys are being trained, and all of that, it's definitely, it's you starting to see a completely different regime than ever before, and that's definitely something that I'm excited. I'm excited to see, but. That's all I really got to say. Once we start talking about other teams, the show's pretty much over at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but yeah, man, it's league stuff.
It's league stuff. It's important stuff, relevant stuff. But we'll see, especially because the Philly is expected to be one of the teams that are just better than us. So we'll see how that pans out this year. You know what I mean? And I'm not sure that we actually will just be a 5th or 6th seed. We might end up, sliding in the top 3, especially the way
I'm telling you, Paul.
You know what I'm saying? They look real good.
Telling you.
But yeah, man, that's all we got. Thank you guys for tuning into the Guard Up Knicks show. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here with Andre Jalil and Rick the Ruler. And we will see you guys next time, man. Peace.
Hey, Guard Up Knicks doing a lot of upgrading, man. It's gonna be a lot of new content.
Keep them eyes out.
We want y'all to like, subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Click that bell.
Yes.
And leave a comment. Let us know what you think.
Leave a comment always.
You know
I love the chat, man. Everybody that's in here, y'all always give us
in the chat.
Yeah, great stuff to feed off of. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't be here without y'all. And we'd be sitting here talking to ourselves. And we could do that on the phone. You know what I'm saying? So thank y'all for being here, man. And appreciate y'all taking your time. And we will see you guys Saturday night. We got another game, of course, versus the Washington Wizards. And it looks like that's gonna be another dub in the bag as far as I'm concerned. Especially because Bradley Beal ain't vaccinated. So we Gucci. All right. So, yeah, have a good one, man. And y'all take care, man. Till next time, man.
All right.
Yeah.